Hi, everybody, and welcome to a chilly SU Soccer Stadium. Drew Carter alongside Dana Gray. Now, Dana, it's the final game of the regular season, but still a lot riding on this one tonight. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside the Carrier Dome alongside Syracuse legend and the Hall of Famer Ryan Powell. Drew Carter on hand. And, Ryan, let's dive right in, starting with Syracuse. Mentioned that major bounce back last weekend. After a season-opening loss to Colgate, they robbed Albany 13-5. And the number one reason why? Number one white and orange, Bradley Boyd. Hi again, everybody, and welcome inside the women's building. Drew Carter alongside James Colgan. And, James, we said it's Syracuse, an upstart team, maybe on the verge of their first NCAA tournament bid ever. Strong ACC start. Hi, everybody, and welcome inside the Tennedy Ice Pavilion. Drew Carter alongside Jonathan Hoppe. It's cold in here, but that's just the way we like it. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday, and welcome to Drumlin's Country Club. Alongside Gil Gross, I'm Drew Carter. Now, Gil, NC State, number 10 in the country, one of the hottest teams in the nation, but anything can happen when you come here. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside the Carrier Dome on Doggy Day. Drew Carter, glad to be joined by former Lehigh basketball player Kayla Burton and a special friend.
We got Moose.
It is Moose the Corgi. He's a little nervous. It's his first time on TV. So Moose the Corgi is here. But Kayla, high-stakes battle tonight between two teams who really need this win. Tonight, a heavyweight battle at the Carrier Dome. Syracuse, number 16 in the country, against NC State, just a few spots ahead. These two teams jockeying for tournament position. You can tell there's a lot on the line tonight. Drew Carter back with former Lehigh basketball player Kayla Burton. Kayla, this one's been back and forth. A lot of fun so far.
So much fun for both teams. So much fun, but so much competitiveness. I mean, both teams, you can tell, are grinding out there, trying to get, whenever one team scores, the other team answers. So going back and forth is clearly showing, I mean, it's a three-point game. You can tell these guys are fighting for a good seed.
Here's exactly why it matters. On Monday night, the NCAA Selection Committee released their top 16. If the season were to end today, if this Monday had been Selection Monday, here are your top 4 seeds in the NCAA tournament in your 4 different pods. You'll notice Syracuse is absent from this group, and NC State, which started the season 21-0 and back-to-back losses in their last 2, is still on that 2 line. So a lot up for grabs tonight. We go down the home stretch. NC State starts with a 3-point lead. Leslie uses the elevator doors from Rogers and Canane, the two bigs. Airballs the jumper, works as a pass, and Elisa Canane's going back to the stripe.
This is crunch time. Canane is just such a great offensive player who uses her body, not only finds her way inside the paint, but is able to attack that rim using her body, leaning in. Gets her to the line.
We are seeing a star blossom before our 2 eyes. Canane's first free throw, no good. That is a rare sight for Canane, who's now 7 for 8 at the line, coming in above 72% on the season. Canane last time out came off the bench, 31 points at Florida State, 25 points and 8 rebounds. Those were both career highs at the time. Still a career high in points with 22, but she's got her first career double-double in her first career start. She does miss the second free throw, though, so she comes up empty-handed, and Syracuse has a chance to tie. The Orange have been lights out from deep, 12 of 29, nearly 42% from beyond the arc. Stroutman enters it for Jaldi Tabdi, trying to work through the 6'5" Canane. No dice. Good defense on the block.
Great defense, and Coach Q definitely wanted to get that high to low pass. That's definitely a look that Syracuse is trying to get inside the paint.
Gwen Hillsman can feel the urgency. Errant pass from Rogers. It was deflected by 45 in white Digna Stroutman. Coach Q's not sure about that call. Wes Moore, the NC State coach, does like it. Now, Coach Q said he wasn't surprised to see Syracuse left out of that top 16, but he knows just how important home court advantage is in the first 2 rounds.
He said earlier in the season, he had a great quote. He says, "It's on me." He goes, "Buy your tickets because we're going." That's the type of coach that has faith in his teammates.
2 to shoot, so Leslie lets it fly and knocks it down from the wing. Kiera Leslie back in the driver's seat with 23 points to lead all scorers. In case you're wondering, her career high is 31. She set that earlier this season. This is Kiera Lewis, enters it down low for Jaldi Tabdi again. Tough matchup against Canane, and more good defense from the center in red.
That is really great defense by Canane. Putting her hands up, not going down. A lot of post players, like I said earlier, love to last second try and block it and go down. She's really disciplined and was able to play, just allow that offense to bat for a shot.
The Orange fall into that patented 2-3 zone. Kiera Leslie, a huge reason why NC State is leading. They've only got 4 scores tonight. Leslie is the top dog with 23 points, and she's been lethal from beyond the arc. Trying to use the screen. They did not see the shot clock was winding down, and Syracuse's 2-3 zone chokes the life out of the Wolfpack's offense.
It's like a defense-to-defense game. You see, at one point we're saying great defense by NC State. At another point we're saying great defense by Syracuse, because they really are both doing amazing. defensively, but Tiana on that one just staying disciplined, wasting that shot clock time.
Monikahia uses all 3 screens straight away, but her pass went right to Aislinn Koenig. Great hustle and great recovery by number 4 in white. Monikahia regains possession, but the shot clock did not reset. So 8 to shoot for Syracuse. Monikahia just realized it. She's got to go. 2 more screens. Got it off the window. Tiana Monikahia with the fantastic bounce back after nearly turning it over, and Syracuse is back within 4.
Monikahia is that type of player who lives for those moments. She loves the pressure and seizes it every time.
NC State is an experienced team. They're going to try to slow it down, and now Rogers might have been fouled, but not before she walked. Another turnover against the Wolfpack, their 15th of the game. That's above their season average of 14.4. Wes Moore is upset. He knew his team was going to face a monster in that full court press from Syracuse, plus the 2-3 zone on the other end. And he said, with those injuries to 3 key cogs, Kayla, it's tough to play against a press for 40 minutes when your depth isn't great.
He highlighted that point. He said, you know, coming into this game, one of the main key focuses, actually the key focus, is to handle pressure. Also to stop Tiana Monikahia, but to handle that pressure against the press is going to make or break this win.
And Tiana Monikahia is not going to give NC State 1 ounce of breathing room as she forces the issue every second on offense. It was not a shooting foul underneath the basket. Syracuse not yet in the bonus. That was foul number 3 against NC State in the 4th quarter, so they've got to get 2 more before the Cuse is going to the stripe every time. Monikahia curling, probing, kick out Strautmana, corner 3, no, kissed every inch of the iron. Leslie with the defensive board for NC State. Tight defense for Monikahia. Leslie gave her an armbar, but the foul goes against Syracuse. And that is number 5 against the Orange in the quarter. So the Wolfpack should be shooting.
Monikahia, I love this because point guard to point guard, you try and get that little edge, you try and get that, you know, your hand out to try and go for a little steal or get them to trip up, but at one point the call is going to come.
We laid it out before the game, Kayla. This is going to be a battle of guards. Kiara Leslie for NC State bringing the ball up there against the floor general for Syracuse. She gets the first free throw to fall. So Leslie up to 24 points. 2 of 3 at the line tonight, above 73% on the season. Knocks down the second free throw as well, and NC State leads by 6. It is their largest lead of the game, largest lead for either side, 6 points. Less than 2 minutes to play. Monikahia floats it in for Jaldi Tabdi. Turns, fires, hits. Hop, it's really hard to say. You know, every Super Bowl has a cornucopia of storylines. This one's no exception. Think about Bill Belichick, one of the older coaches in the league, against Sean McVay, the youngest coach. Think about Tom Brady in his 9th Super Bowl against Jared Goff, playing in his 1st. And then think about the nightmare for the city of St. Louis, because the Patriots beat them all the way back in Super Bowl 36. Now they're playing against the team that stole their team, Los Angeles. But one of the more fascinating storylines to me in this one, Hop, is Matthew Slater. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler for the Patriots. He's about to play in his 5th Super Bowl, and he also has a Syracuse connection. He played at UCLA when Dino Babers was on the staff. We got a chance to ask him about that on Monday.
The most animated coaches I've ever had in any sport at any level, but he loved football, he loved coaching, he loved young men and trying to get them headed in the right direction. So I really enjoyed my time with Dino.
Did he ever do one of those speeches in the locker room after a game?
He didn't do them quite to the extent he's doing them now, but he did have some catchy phrases and one-liners that we found very entertaining at the time.
Now, that was over a decade ago, so Slater says he doesn't remember any of those Babers-isms, but we know plenty of them from his time at Syracuse. Now, Slater doesn't just have ties to the Orange. He's actually got ties to his opponent on Sunday as well. His dad, Jackie, was a Hall of Fame offensive tackle for the Rams, played his entire 20-year career with that team. So who's Pops rooting for on Sunday?
Well, he says he can't lose, so he says either way the game goes, they're going to feel good about it. Obviously, I know my dad's always going to support me and want to see me be successful in any endeavor. So, but I know he's just giddy about this week and about this game.
Now, Matthew has become a bit of a legend for his uncanny ability to win the coin toss. Back in Super Bowl 51 against Atlanta, he won it going into overtime, and New England won that game. And then last game in the AFC Championship against the Chiefs, did it again in overtime. He always calls heads because of his dad, Jackie Slater. The guy's red hot. We tried to find out, does he ever miss? I've got a quarter here. Can we do a little coin toss? All right. Call
You
it
know what
there.
I'm calling? I'm calling heads.
I know you're calling it. We'll see if you're right. Ready? All right.
Here we go. Heads.
Oh, look at it. Heads?
There we go.
Atta baby. A little tough to see there at the end, but it was heads on that coin, so Matthew Slater makes another coin toss. We'll see if he has to do that again on Sunday. Welcome back to Spectrum Center in Charlotte for the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament in 2019. Syracuse going up against Big Bad Duke, the number 5 team in the nation. And the Orange are hanging around down by 5, 40-35, 15:32 to play in regulation. Back alongside Noah Eagle, I'm Drew Carter, and this is a big-time event. The stars are out. We just saw David Robinson on the Jumbotron.
Yes, his son Justin is on the team, so that makes sense. We also saw Magic Johnson,
Yes,
who's
sir.
been here throughout the last couple of days. Look, this is legit. Charlotte is legit. It's a great city. This is a great host. Spectrum Center has been tremendous. And Syracuse starting to really play well, especially last night in the second half. And early on in this second half, the Cuse has found the juice.
The Cuse is in the house.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness, you might say. Syracuse starting to rise to the occasion. This is an SU team that just picked up its second ever ACC tournament win last night against Pittsburgh on the back of a big-time second-half run. 43-23, the Orange outscored the Panthers last night in the second half, and they ended up winning by double figures. Syracuse ball out of the timeout after the turnover by Duke. They've already coughed it up 15 times today, and Elijah Hughes will run the show for the Orange, moving right to left. Dolajai makes the catch on the left side wing. Already half the shot clock gone for Syracuse as Buddy Boeheim catches at the top of the key. Back to Frank Howard, far side wing. He's been the man possessed for the Orange with 17 points. Hands it off back for Hughes, guarded by Reddish. Got the step all the way to the basket, knocked away, and it bounces out of bounds on the baseline. 6 to shoot for the Cuse, no reset.
And Hughes wanted a foul, thought he got hit on the arm, and looked clean from up here.
Great defense, though, by Reddish. That's why he'll be a top 5 pick in the NBA draft in June, according to most experts. 6 to shoot for Syracuse. Howard gets it back on the give and go off the inbound. Missed the 3 off balance. Brissett's got the offensive rebound. He's fouled on his way back up on the putback attempt, and O'Shea goes to the line for 2.
And this is what Syracuse fans expected from O'Shea Brissett all season. After a tremendous end to his freshman year, a tremendous run of the Sweet 16, O'Shea Brissett should be doing this game in and game out. Offensive board, draw the foul.
Brissett pounds it once at the line and knocks down the first free throw, up to 5 points today. And you said it, Noah. Polar opposites, really, last year to this year. There's still some time left for him to explode down the stretch, but he has really struggled as of late, averaging 8.5 points per game over his last 6. He missed the second free throw, but Dolajai yanks down the offensive board for Syracuse. Buddy Boeheim has a step against Reddish. He stripped it out of bounds. Might have gone off of Boeheim's leg, but it'll stay here with Syracuse. So deja vu all over again. 2 straight strips by Reddish after he lost his man on the dribble.
And also, that was the first time all half that anybody has been in position to rebound off of a free throw.
You're right. Jim Boeheim has opted for transition defense over offensive rebounding off the free throw all night long. That time it pays off with Dolajai, and Syracuse has 20 on the shot clock as they inbound. O'Shea Brissett catches in post position against the smaller Jones, 15 feet from the basket, turns over the left shoulder, and spins it home off the window. A 3-point trip for O'Shea Brissett, and Syracuse has trimmed the deficit to 2. 40-38, 14:30 to play at Spectrum Center, and the SU faithful in the building are loving this. Jones holds near side, lobs it inside for Williamson, who flushes it with 2 hands. Zion Williamson is a run stopper supreme. He has not missed on 10 field goal attempts. Here comes Howard trying to make it in semi-transition, and he goes all the way to the basket and lays it in off the glass with a righty scoop. Back to a 2-point lead for Duke, 42-40. We approach 14 to play second half. Quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. Top of the key, it's Jones. Howard fades away. They're daring him to shoot as they have been all night long. Far side Reddish, baseline drive, kick out O'Connell. Flyby steps into a mid-range jump shot and missed it. But there's Williamson, who babies it home with the left hand. All he needs is 1. Williamson is 11 of 11 from the floor with 25 points. Syracuse quickly the other way, and Buddy Boeheim knocks down a triple from the corner. Back and forth they go at Spectrum Center. It's a 1-point lead for Duke, 44-43. 13:30 to play second half. Jones clutching, triple threat position, top of the key. Near side goes back to Reddish, back to Jones. 18-foot jump shot from the top, no. Rebound goes right to him off the back of the rim. Gives it to Reddish. His shot knocked away by Brissett. Finds its way to Barrett. Goes up and makes it, but a foul on the floor goes against Syracuse. And the guilty party is O'Shea Brissett. So Duke will inbound up by one, 44-43. 13:24 to play.
So the foul was on the pass, but what a pace of this game. It's Zion versus the Cuse. I mean, it's been that way the whole time. He's 11 for 11, and Syracuse is hanging with the number 5 team in the country.
Jones to inbound, finds Barrett, who muscles away from Dolezaj and knocks it down with the strong lefty layup. R.J. Barrett, another bucket. He's up to 12 points. He and Williamson have combined for 37 of Duke's 46, and they lead by 3. Dolezaj holding at the top of the key, guarded by Williamson. That's not a matchup Syracuse likes. So Dolezaj gives it up to Howard, far side wing, to Boeheim. Quick trigger 3 from the top. He knocks it down, and we're tied at Spectrum Center. Buddy Boeheim keeps the fire from last night. The Cuse is slapping the floor in the zone. It's 46 apiece. You saw Sam Apuzzo putting on the headset. She joins us now. 7 goals today. Sam, I'm curious, as a Tewaaraton Award winner last year, how do you stay hungry in the offseason coming into this year? You just mentioned that name, Nicky Petkovic, and he joins us right now on our ACC on ESPN postgame show. Nicky, you guys just rolled into the Carrier Dome and took down Syracuse. How's this feel right now?
It feels pretty amazing. I have no words right now.
Now, Laura, for you, you're really rounding out your game nicely. We know you can score, but 10 boards last time out against North Carolina, 10 assists tonight against Syracuse. Has that kind of been a concerted effort for you to try to make yourself more well-rounded? All right, Bradley, last thing here. You said your team took a lot of heat after losing that season opener to Colgate. I'm not sure a lot of people expected you guys to beat Albany today, to be frank.
Yeah, that's right.
What did you just tell the country?
Yeah, just keep on doubting us. It puts a little chip on our shoulder and makes us work a lot harder during the weeks and come out more prepared on game day.
That's Bradley Voigt. 6 goals today. Pretty good response from the senior and company. Congrats, man.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Syracuse head coach John Desko, typically cool as a cucumber, but you take a look at that score and you know exactly why he's hot. After 30 minutes in the 2019 season, his team is staring at a 3-goal deficit. Glad to be joined now on ACC Network Extra by ESPN women's basketball bracketology expert Charlie Cream. Charlie, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm great, Drew. How are you?
They're losing the best face-off guy in the country. That's not up for debate. T.D. Erlin won more than 79% of his draws last year. He's gone, transferring to Yale, pulling a Kevin Durant move, joining the team that beat him in the playoffs last year. And then Connor Fields, like you said, one of the best offensive players in the sport's history. But who do they still have? Number 1, Dehoga Nanticoke. He's maybe the biggest star in all of college lacrosse. And earlier today, he let everyone know that he was ready for this game. You check out his Twitter. There's a Baker Mayfield quote right here. Woke up feeling dangerous right at 7 a.m. I'm convinced he scheduled that tweet. Melissa Evans for NC State is a lefty. She's listed as an opposite or maybe a weak side hitter. Luckily, we've got a lefty of our own. It's James Colgan, noted volleyball stud. Let's show him how it works here, James. For most of the season, Syracuse has lived by the 3 and died by the 3. But today at Wake Forest in an ACC road game, Syracuse shot 4 of 19 from deep and still won by 25 points. The Orange shot better than 70% inside the arc. The embodiment of that was Elijah Hughes, scouted as a sniper, but today he was in attack mode.
They were closing out, kind of hard on me, and I just knew that they scouted me as a shooter from last game in the whole season, so I knew I could have opportunities to get to the basket.
I was just being aggressive, taking what the defense gave him. They were playing his jump shot, so we drove by him, and he's capable of doing that every single night. He can set the basket really well, he can shoot it really well. I mean, he's starting to show that.
These games are always difficult. In a game you're supposed to win. It's not that easy, and I thought today we played a really solid basketball game.
The Orange are now 6-3 in true road games this year, which matches their win total from the previous 2 seasons combined when they went 6-14 away from the Carrier Dome. You heard Jim Boeheim mention that every game in the ACC is tough. That's especially true on Monday when number 2 Virginia comes to the Carrier Dome. 7 o'clock tip-off there between the Cavs and the Orange. Follow us on Twitter at Citrus TV Sports for all your updates. For now, though, I'm Drew Carter reporting in Winston-Salem for Citrus TV. So that'll do it for us. We will see you next Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us today on ACC Network Extra. For our producer, Mackenzie Pierce, our director, Hannah Flager, our entire ACC Network crew. For my fantastic partner, Ryan Powell, our statsman, Gil Gross, our director, Scott Hecht, our producer, Kristen Hennessy. So for Caleb Burton, the rookie, doing a fantastic job, our statsman, Cora Barbarian, our director, Scott Hecht, our producer, Kristen Hennessy. I'm Drew Carter saying so long from the Carrier Dome. Final score tonight, 77-73 NC State. Watch this game on replay and all our other games on our family of ESPN networks on WatchESPN.com. So long. We'll see you next time.